Yo, what's good, guys? It's your boy Anime Mega Reviews, and today I'm going to do my prediction video for Black Clover chapter 273. And this is something that I think is obviously going to be a pretty big chapter considering what we saw last week. Of course, we saw that Asta was possibly about to go into his Demon Union form, but I do have some doubts there. Now, I'm not exactly saying that he's not going to do it, but Yuki Tabata, he's going to be kind of like a tease with it anyway. But without further ado, let's get right into the video, guys. So yeah, this week, I think this chapter may be a bit of a surprise to people. And I know that kind of before I was talking about Yuki Tabata may tease us, but at the same time, I don't know. I just have my doubts. I just can't see him revealing this new form so soon. And I know that a lot of Black Clover fans, they legitimately want to see it. And I definitely can understand why, because obviously it's a new form. However, as I've just been going through the chapters recently, at least from chapter maybe 240, Asta has had so many power-ups and forms within the past few chapters, especially when we look at Black Clover chapter 240 when he went into his Savage Demon mode. And that was something that was pretty unexpected. I didn't really see that coming from 1,000 miles away. I couldn't have seen it, and I think no one really could have for real. Of course, during that fight, Asta would not have won that anyway, but the fact that he got a new form, plus on top of that, when Yami came, he kind of did get another new form again, as far as his arm and the new power-up. So it's kind of weird to see Asta just keep getting these power-ups again and again and again. I just can't see Yuki Tabata just revealing that so soon. Now, of course, does Asta have this new power-up because of the Devil Union mode? Of course, that's something that is a given, but will we see it this week? I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I'm not too sure if Yuki Tabata is really going to reveal that just yet. But also, something else that we really have to see is the training as far as the Black Bulls and the captains as well, and even some other Clover Kingdom squads, because that's the one main thing that I think that Yuki Tabata has to just focus on a little bit more. That's my only critique of the series, is that, of course, it's going to be focused on Noelle, Asta, and Yuno, because they are the main characters of the series. And of course, the Black Bulls are just the supporting cast, and the Golden Dawn also as well. But at the same time, there are a whole host of other squads that I kind of want to see, hey, who else is in the Clover Kingdom that could really just make a difference? Of course, we know about Leopold and the other Clover Kingdom Magic Knights, but you kind of do want to see some other cast of characters. I did like last week that he did bring in Langris, because Langris is honestly going to be a pretty important character just moving forward, especially in the fight between the Golden Dawn and Zenon, which is no doubt likely to go on in the future. So I just can't wait to see that. Now, as far as going back to Asta and the Devil Union mode, just kind of like a sidetrack here, do I think that it was revealed a little bit too soon? Yes and no. As far as the story is concerned, this is something that had to have been done quickly, because obviously when you look at the Dark Triad and what Nacht is trying to do as far as defeating them and opening the gates to the underworld, this is something that cannot take months. Asta had already had the 6-month training, and it really wasn't enough. Now, I don't know. I might be 50-50 on that, because without the training, I don't believe that Asta would have been able to actually handle the power of the anti-magic devil to defeat Dante. However, when we look at Asta compared to the Dark Triad and just the progress that he has made, it's just nothing. It's really insignificant as far as Dante is concerned, and the power level that Dante currently possesses at the moment, even in defeat. The other path that Yuki Tabata could really take in this week's chapter is, of course, showing the training between Langris and Yuno, which is something that I really want to see, because in the upcoming episodes of Black Clover, as far as the anime, Yuno and Langris are obviously going to have a fight. I saw it in the preview, and this is kind of maybe spoilers, but if you guys just go to the preview, I believe it's in Black Clover episode 154, we see obviously a story that involves Yuno and Langris, and possibly the way that Yuno had actually got to the level of vice captain, because there was something that made Langris go away. Now, I don't know, was it embarrassment? Maybe Langris was defeated by Yuno. I have no idea. Langris, he does have a lot of pride, and although the elf possession is going from him, he still is a very arrogant character, and I am interested to see how Langris is really going to push Yuno to the max. Now, Langris, obviously, he has been training, because Yuno had just pointed this out, and Yuno has been training as well. Our boy Yuno has really been working hard in the gym. He is trying to get his bag up. I mean, just look at this right here. He's creating craters and mountains. Our boy Yuno, he has something in his bag. However, I don't think that it's going to be enough to defeat Zenon just yet. And it's good to see Yuno training. I think that that's something that a lot of people had complained about his character, was that he always just pulls something out of his bag in the moment of a fight. And I'm glad to finally see that change in the series, that we actually see our boy Yuno training like Asta. Asta was always the one to be just a workaholic, but Yuno is no different because obviously he has so much motivation to defeat Zenon. And I think that with Langris's help, it's going to help them out just a whole lot. Now, do I think they will defeat Zenon? I mean, the story demands it, but I don't know. Yuki Tabata could take all types of twists and turns. And when we look at Langris and Yuno versus Zenon and the type of power that he does have, man, I think it's just going to be an amazing
And to be
fight.
honest, the Golden Dawn needs to be training with Yuno and Langris because this is going to be a really big effort just to take down Zenon. And I can't even see Yuno and Langris by themselves defeating Zenon, even with the help of Bell, because Zenon, he is a Dark Triad member. He is possessed by a very powerful demon. This is something that just cannot be underestimated. And even Yuno himself admitted in Black Clover chapter 272 that he's not even necessarily sure if his plan is going to work against Zenon's spatial magic. His spatial magic is probably on a whole nother level. And so hopefully Yuno is able to use those leadership skills to affect the Golden Dawn in a very good way. Because there's one thing that I definitely have to say about Yuno's character is that he's very different from Asta as far as his leadership. Asta, he inspires people. Yuno doesn't really inspire anybody. Yes, he does have the accolades. Yes, the Golden Dawn does like him. However, he is not a leader. And this is something that he definitely has to improve on if he wants to become Wizard King. I saw it recently in Black Clover episode, I believe it was 153, that he was excited about getting another rank, and that's closer to becoming the Wizard King. However, I do have my reasons for doubting Yuno's legit motivations to become Wizard King in the first place. Asta actually does have good motivations, but really, I do want to see Yuno's character just develop more in the future chapters to really see why he really wants it to a whole nother level. Now, as far as the Heart Kingdom and Ultimate Magic, this is my other prediction. Are we finally going to get to see Ultimate Magic in use? And this is something I'm really excited for because this is also part of Yuki Tabata's world building effort with the Black Clover universe, is that we are going to see obviously more elves. We're going to see this new area in the Heart Kingdom that obviously wasn't affected by the Dark Triad and the Spade Kingdom because maybe they just don't know about it. So I just can't wait to see what Ultimate Magic is really going to do, because this is something that, man, I hope it's just not hyped up, because how is it different than Ruin Magic? Like, are they going to be blessed by the Oracle? Because I believe there is an Oracle in this kingdom, because I believe that Patri has mentioned it. So maybe they're going to get some Ultimate Magic in that form, sort of like a quick little power up, because I don't really think that they can train any more than what they already have. Noelle, she definitely hasn't reached her peak, but for right now she has, as far as the 6 months training. There's nothing else they can do. And even Patri had mentioned that. He's like, look, you guys train for 6 months. What else can you really do? And then all of a sudden he mentions the Ultimate Magic. How's it going to help them? How's it going to aid them in the fight against Ivanica? Because Noelle, you know, she's on her crusade as well. Now, I do believe that she did get a new spell from her fight with Ivanica, so hopefully that does help her out. I don't necessarily know how she can really improve on her Valkyrie dress, and maybe with the fight between herself and Ivanica, she's going to need obviously the help of Charmy and Luck. But I think out of that matchup, I believe it's going to be Charmy, Mimosa, and Noelle fighting against Ivanica, because that's like a really good matchup. Mimosa, she can be healing, and possibly she can get some new spells out as well. We got Charmy and her ability to eat magic away, and we have Noelle and her laning abilities as well. So I think those are going to be the teams, really. I believe that Noelle and Charmy, they can do it. Charmy is very powerful. She has to get a little more serious, though. I think that when she's going up against Ivanica and the other Dark Disciples, as far as if I can kind of like compare those fights, Charmy is not really like a serious fighter. However, I do believe that once she faces off against Ivanica, you're going to see a whole different form of Charmy. She's going to be very serious, because I have to just say this in general. Look, Armageddon is going to happen soon. The Dark Triad, they have established these plans for 16 plus years. And our Clover Kingdom Magic Knights, like, they're really behind the ball on this. Like, imagine you're trying to fight a person that's been training for 16 years and you only been training for 6 months. I don't see how they can really win this. And that's kind of like my other theory. I don't believe that they're going to succeed in defeating the Dark Triad. Now, I do believe that they're going to succeed in maybe helping out Yami as far as rescuing Yami. I do believe that William would die. What I do think is going to happen is that they're going to open up those portals. However, they're going to get to Yami just in time. I do believe that Yami is going to be seriously injured, but he won't die.
But despite their effort, I believe that maybe the first or second or maybe even third level
of the underworld will open. Now, why do I think this? Yuki Tabata has stated many times in recent interviews that he wants this series to go on as long as Naruto, possibly even One Piece. Now, if that is going to happen, they're going to have to face some failure in the form of the underworld opening to at least maybe the 4th level or 3rd level or 2nd level. And the reason why I say this is because it's possible that maybe partially the underworld could open, and slowly but surely they're going to have to work towards closing those portals so Lucifero can't get out. And I just can't wait to see it. But anyway, that does it for me today, guys. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Also hit the like button and comment down below and tell me what you guys thought about this video. I would greatly appreciate it. And tell me what you think about my theory, or rather my prediction in this video. I could be wrong, but I'm open to discussion. And as always, make sure you guys stay safe out there, and peace.